You guys already know that North Naperville Autos is the #1 dealer of used cars in the Chicagoland area, but they are now offering shipping on all of their online purchases. That's right, if you buy a car at North Naperville Autos online, it'll be shipped directly to your front door. Alright, what's up guys? My name is Zach, and today I am driving a 2007 Toyota Highlander. Up front is a 2.4 liter inline 4, and down below is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Now I am super excited to be driving this here Highlander because I've never done a first generation before. I had a couple neighbors that owned these way back in the day, and I'm starting to see fewer and fewer of them out on the road, so I want to film one while I still can. But before we get on with anything else, I have a website, zackpradel.com. If you'd like to buy stickers, I have this retro sticker pack available for just $10 with free shipping. You can also submit your vehicle to be reviewed by me through a quick and easy submission form, as well as you can read my behind the scenes blog to see all the cars that I'm filming before they come out on the channel. But let's get back to that 2.4 liter inline 4 making about 155 horsepower. Now, there were a couple other engines offered here in the Highlander, from a 3.0 liter making 203 horsepower, as well as a 3.3 liter V6 making 225 horsepower. This 2.4 liter was also used in the Camry. It was used in the later Scion XBs as well as Scion TCs. And it has issues, oil consumption issues actually, to the point where there was a class action lawsuit out against Toyota, and so they extended the warranties of these vehicles. So, not the best. These engines tend to burn oil, and it can happen as early as 45,000 miles. Now, that doesn't mean your engine's going to shut down. However, you're going to have to keep an eye on the oil consumption, but Toyota does offer that extended warranty to fix that issue. So is it the biggest problem in the world? No, but it exists, and I'd highly recommend doing more research on it before purchasing one of these vehicles. Like I said, paired to it is a 4-speed automatic transmission. Nothing really too interesting here. It's very simple, 4-speed, does the job. Last but not least, this here particular Highlander is front-wheel drive. However, there were all-wheel drive versions offered. And so if you're cross-shopping this with a Toyota 4Runner, you might be wondering, what's the big difference? Well, besides interiors and obviously things like that, this is a unibody vehicle, meaning there is no solid steel chassis running throughout the car. The body works as the chassis to keep it stiff and rigid. Where the 4Runner, everything is bolted to a metal skeleton. It's more built for off-roading and towing, where this is not. This was purpose-built by Toyota for an on-road vehicle. With that out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have 3 gauges. On the left is my tachometer, in the center is my speedometer, and on the right, I have my fuel and coolant temperature. On the steering wheel, I don't get any buttons. I do get cruise control around the back, which is very nice, but nothing really else to write home about. The steering wheel itself is this sort of hard plastic. This is a very base steering wheel. However, this is a base Highlander, so, pick your poison. And off to the left, I have my power mirrors and my security light. So when the alarm is on, this light illuminates. I do get a little cubby below that power mirror adjustments. It's very tall, but not very wide. Kind of interesting for storage. Moving on to the door, I have a vent that sort of swoops into the door. The vent actually isn't part of the door, but this reminds me a lot of the Toyota Supra. Kind of interesting. But I do have power lock and unlock and my power windows, which are nice features. Moving into the center, I have my digital clock up at the very top and my climate controls, fan speed, where to send it, and your temperature. That's all you need here in the Highlander. I have a very basic Toyota stereo down below. It says Toyota on it, and it also has a cassette player. Pretty late for 2007 to have a cassette player. But this overall interior feels very, very dated, not only by 2022 standards. Obviously, this is an older car, can't bash it for that. But by 2007 standards, this even feels pretty dated with this hard plastic steering wheel and the cassette player, and I don't know. Just gives me 90s vibes when this is a 2007. Moving around the shifter, I have a 12-volt outlet, my light for the passenger airbag on and off, 2 dead switches, and the shifter itself. This is an inline shifter It's not the jigsaw style that Toyota was using at the time in a lot of their other products. And I like it. Very simple. The button's very satisfying to click on the side, and that's about it. I do have this cubby down below that, and then I have these openable, what I would assume would be cup holders. I assume there would be some type of piece of plastic in the center here to then divide this and make this 2 cup holders. However, this car is missing that. So unfortunately, it does fail the big friggin' bottle test. Then I do have this clamshell opening center console as well, which I have to say goes pretty deep. Now, the seats are cloth. However, my driver's seat actually is power, which is very, very nice for a base model. But as you can see, they're not anything flashy or cool. They're fine. They work. But speaking of seats, we do have back seats. So let's go do a backseat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2007 Toyota Highlander. A couple of things to note back here. I don't have a 3rd row of seats, which is nice because then that doesn't squeeze this 2nd row of seats to try to accommodate the 3rd. I love this size of seats back here. Sitting here normally, my knees are not hitting the seat in front of me. My head's not hitting the ceiling. It's not even like close to hitting the ceiling, and I'm 5'11". I do have 2 cup holders in either door that say hold bottle only, no cups, which I think is kind of interesting. And then power windows. I have 2 more cup holders here in the center. So I have 6 cup holders within my vicinity back here, which is kind of nice. And this center console here is really soft, which I really enjoy. Like I said, no 3rd row, so let's hop around back. We'll talk about the cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so we're on the back of the 2007 Toyota Highlander. Grab a little handle down here and just pull it open. It is not a power opening tailgate because this is the base model, but look at all of this space. Really, really nice. Like I said, because there is no 3rd row, you get tons of cargo space. You do get a little 12-volt outlet back here. Wow, let me frame that properly, which is fantastic. I also get this little area down here for some extra tools and whatnot, but overall, really love the amount of space you get back here. And of course, as you can see, little handles up there and there. You can fold that 2nd row down and have tons of space. Love that about the Highlander. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I've always found these Highlanders kind of interesting. They're not the most visually stunning. However, like I mentioned up earlier at the top of the video that this wasn't the off-road version, I feel like this with some cut bumpers and big tires would actually look pretty cool. Overall, for a 2000s car, I have to say it's honestly not that bad. But now let's get to my final thoughts here on the Toyota Highlander. The 1st generation, this was the very 1st generation of the Toyota Highlander. What do I think about it? Finally driving one of these after seeing them in my neighborhood for the last 2 decades. Well, I think it's a solid SUV. Honestly, what this feels like is a slightly lifted Toyota Camry. It does everything I would want an SUV to do adequately. The trunk is large, has that lifted seating position because of the lifted suspension, sits higher up than a lot of other vehicles, or at least other sedans or Corollas. Looks decent, has okay features. I'm not really blown away by anything. But overall, it does the job, and that's exactly what Toyotas have always been doing since the dawn of time. They've never really been that flashy, but they do the job, and they do their job well. Yes, it's unfortunate that 2.4 liter has oil consumption issues. There's no getting around that. That is a solid issue. However, Toyota does have sort of a band-aid for it with that extended warranty, and obviously, with the amount of Camrys and Highlanders you still see around, it didn't stop too many people. It's not that catastrophic, it's just more annoying. But if you can get beyond that, or even better, if you can have that fixed, I think this is a solid daily driver. If you're looking for an inexpensive SUV to get from point A to point B, here you go. Huge thank you to North Naperville Autos for letting me take out their 2007 Toyota Highlander. I'm glad I could check this off my list. They are absolutely awesome. They offer nationwide shipping. They offer financing, as well as they are Carfax certified, which is awesome. You know, when you go to North Naperville Autos, you're going to be getting a great deal, and they will put you into the right vehicle, whether that be a 2007 Highlander or something else. Their information is up on the screen, as well as linked in the description below. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys. you.